tonight we're going to talk about living in a small community. As many of you will graduate and go on to join a union, most likely one of the many locals of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, the IBEW. You need to realize you'll be living in a small community. IBEW Local 11 has a little over 5,000 members. IBEW Local 47 has about 5,600 members. Imagine living in a town that's so small that it has only 5,000 people living in it. Now imagine, if you will, that you live in a very small town and you go to the local gas station. When you go to pay for your gas, most likely the man behind the counter knows your name before you get to the counter. Most likely, he knows everything about you. In a small town, you know everybody else's business. You know who's been charged with a DUI, who's gotten a ticket for possession of marijuana. You know everything about everyone in a little town. Like a small town, a union is a small community. Unlike most other small communities, a union has a meeting every month, and many of the members get together at the union meeting once a month. And what do people like to do when they get together? Talk. That's right. Do you think they talk about each other? Of course they do. Let me give you an example. I was once Sergeant at Arms at the general meeting of IBEW Local 11, and we have a member. And I've seen his union dues receipt many times, but I do not recall his last name because everyone knows him just as Trash Can Al. Al was a foreman on a job where the batter boards were not up on the project. And since the batter boards were not up, Al had his men tie strings to a trash can to do their underground layout. Overnight, someone emptied the trash can, and as a result, many underground conduits stubbed up in the wrong place. And that, my friends, was 20 years ago, and he's still known as Trash Can Al. Then there's my friend, Bank Robber Randy, and my other friend, Book Jumper Steve, and on and on and on. So you can see that in a small community, your reputation stays with you for a very long time. So you should also know that as an electrician, you'll be drug tested more often than almost in any other career. Some employers go as far as to use a pre-employment hair follicle drug test, and they'll tell you what drugs you've done in the last 2 years. So you need to begin protecting your reputation now. How many of you here are willing to work with another electrician on energized circuits if your tool partner is stoned? Well, I know that none of you are saying that would be okay. Even if recreational marijuana becomes totally legal, because of the dangers involved with electrical work, employers will terminate anyone failing a drug test, no matter what. So if you have any bad habits now, now's the time to change your habits. What am I trying to tell you? Your reputation begins now. Start protecting it.